Hello everyone, this is your math teacher and my tutor ID is mymathworld5004. So I hope you all are fine. Okay students, so in the previous session we solved one example which was this one, y is equal to times x plus 1 whole square minus 3. We figured out what is the vertex, domain and range, the direction of opening, the equation of axis of symmetry, and then we also did sketching of its graph. Okay, so in today's session we will solve the second example, which is this part B, y is equal minus 1 over 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus 1. We will figure out the same parts, the vertex, domain and range, equation of axis of symmetry, and then sketching. Okay, so let's also revise the previous concepts. Let me write the vertex form of the quadratic function over here. F of x is equal a times x minus p whole square plus q, where this a can never be 0. This is the important point to note. And now let's write the given equation, which is the quadratic function 2. And why it is quadratic? Because of the power, because of the highest power 2. So the equation is y is equal minus 1 over 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus 1. This equation is quadratic, as we can see this power 2. If we expand it, still we will have that power over there, which is the highest power 2. Okay, so let's remove this circle and let's do the comparison of this equation with the standard form. As you can see, it is written on the top. Okay, so we can say that a is equal minus 1 over 4, right? And p is equal, both the signs are same. Be carefully do the signs. So p would be positive 4 and q value is going to be plus 1. Okay, so let's trace this line and then continue the work. Okay, so a is minus 1 over 4, p is 4, positive 4, and q is positive 1. That means our vertex is going to be p and q, so that means 4 and 1. Both the values are positive, so that means this would be in the first quadrant. Okay, then next thing we need to know is about the graph, because that information about the graph would help us to find the domain and range. Domain is easy because that's the input mean x values that we can put in the equation, and for those values function must be defined. So let's quickly do the domain. Since there is no number that makes this equation, this one, undefined, all the numbers would be defined. All the x values taken from the set of real number would be defined. So that means x such that x is a real number, means to say all the values taken from the real number are defined in this case. Okay, next task is to do the range. We can draw the line, write the range. Okay, for the range we should know the graph, the shape of the graph, and the shape of the graph is linked with this value of a, which is minus 1 over 4. That means a, it shouldn't be over here. Okay, let's write it somewhere on the top in the rough work. So A is less than 0. That means the shape of the graph is opening downward. It's downward. Okay. Okay. So that means range would be y such that y belongs to R. R is a real number, set of real number, and y is less than equals to the value of q in the vertex, which was 1. Y is less than equals to 1. This is the range. So repeating, y is less than equals to 1, where this 1 is the value of the q. Okay, and direction of the graph was opening downward. That's why this less sign is over here. Otherwise, if we have the case where it is opening upward, that case would be in that case it would be greater than equals to 1 or any other number. It depends upon the situation, what the situation is. Okay. So now next thing is about the direction of opening. We already talked about the direction of the opening. Due to the negative value of A, it would be opening downward. Then axis of symmetry. For the axis of symmetry, this factor is important. This x minus 4 whole square. We are not going to consider the square, but this x minus 4, we have to put it 0. Then that means x is equal 4. This is the equation for the axis of symmetry. Okay, so axis of symmetry we can write over here. Axis of symmetry. Okay, then we need to draw the sketch. We need more space, so let's do this thing. We have to write the equation one more time. Okay, so the equation was, okay, so y is equal minus 1 over 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus 1. Okay, graph would be on the other side, on this side. Okay. Okay, so our vertex was 4 and 1. Let's write it separately. 4 on the x-axis, it would be somewhere over here. This is the 4, and positive 1 is over here roundabout. So that means this point is the vertex, and the direction of the graph was opening downward. Okay, so it was opening downward, so we have to carefully draw it. Would be something like this. Okay, and x is equal 4 was the axis of symmetry. So before writing about the axis of symmetry, we can write this point, which is 4 and 1. 4 and 1. Axis of symmetry, we just figured out the equation, which was x is equal 4. So we have to make a dotted line like this. X is equal 4. You can say this x is equal 4 is the point on the vertex, means to say the x, this x intercept on the vertex. Okay, so x is equal 4 is the axis of symmetry. So I hope everything is clear to you, and I hope you enjoyed the session too. You can ask any question in the comment section. I will try my best to answer all of them. Stay safe, take care of yourself, your families, and the channel too. Have a good day. Bye.